Alright. I was messing around before when I was playing Nira. Which I might just feel like just going back to play Nira. But let's run it as Lilac. I should check to see what everybody has to say now that I've beaten the game. Let's get these arena battles out of the way. Just knock these out. That was weird. It wouldn't let me add anything. She was like, oh! What? Oh. I'm surprised it waited.
My stones! We have a new record!
No, go back. Whatever. Do these arena battles.
My stones! We have a new record!
Vanishing blocks to reach the higher ground. What's the next one? Hop through each mini gauntlet as fast as you can. Okay. These honestly aren't too bad. Especially if you have the right setup before you start. And I'm already halfway through the battle challenges. Take on Trigger, Joy, and Lancer at the same time. That sounds like a battle. Oh, it saluted me before it died. It salutes before it dies. Next is battle through all the battle spheres, unique enemies and bosses in one sit. Wow. Alright, let's just see what it is first before I change setup. Oh, right, they can hurt themselves. Oh, this is kind of rough. Not gonna lie. Oh, I thought it said everybody, so I thought I was going to get everybody. Next is Mach Speed Melee. Boosters everywhere. Fling yourself around at high speeds to defeat an army of Zao robots. Mach Speed! kind of a fun setup. Six more to go. Galactic Rumble. Okay. Oh. This is kind of evil.
I don't care what kind of animal
One more
you are.
time.
Gotta hurt.
Because I got to keep this going.
Thank you for helping. You're exceptional.
What? God. It's almost worthless to try and jump for Pangu. Now, what if she died right there? It's like new patch. Fix the glitch where you would die on the battle arena challenge. After victory. Stop and go. Go fast, but not too fast, or you might run into explosions. You know what that sounds like? Sounds like speed! But we said don't go too fast. Speed!
a new record!
That's a lot of time capsules. So I have been thinking about like people requesting me to do Freedom Planet the movie too. Which, should I do it? Hop onto a beast mech and take on all comers. Which, should I do it? It's I'm trying to figure out how to go about certain bits. Oh god, that thing just died. Just go like crazy. Wait, am I collecting stuff as it goes? This might be the best way to grind materials and whatnot so you can finish off the museum and stuff. Rolling Thunder. You've been dropped into the pit. Can you find your way out? Oh, it's a puzzle.
Cyclone!
Oh, that's a bit of a problem.
Cyclone!
Nope. All right. Maybe. No, because I gotta because I can't even hope to push anything on there.
Cyclone!
Can't hope to push anything up there. Oh. They want me to put more force into it. Which is unique because the puzzle didn't require that before. Oh.
Cyclone!
God.
My stones! We have a new record!
That is, I would feel that that puzzle is rather poorly designed. That's just my opinion. Face off against an array of organic enemies while watching your step. Why do I keep hitting exit?
Cyclone!
Oh god. Ah! Oh, oh god! Oh, thank god, the fire actually helps.
My stones! We have a new record!
Wait, that's all of them? 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13. There was 13? We might as well do the last arena. Oh, I did do that. I did this one as Mira. There's an enemy on the ground. So that's all the things. I guess you beat the game again and you get like the true ending? I guess that's all the MacGuffins. As long as I'm paid. Oh, I know that mentality. I gotta buy the potions. I think I can do that with quick shot. Yeah, I still gotta beat the crap out of everybody. Oh, I think I should put that in a different video.
Please state your command.
Yeah, alright, so we have all 15 memories. Let's see here.
This is our final message. A message that we leave for the future. Although we will respect the wishes of your people and allow our influence to pass into legend, there will come a time in your history when you must learn the truth. When we were stranded here, we sought desperately to return to our world. We wasted countless years trying to find a way home, but we are no closer to an answer than when we started. We decided that helping your civilization survive and prosper was a more efficient use of our technology. We have condensed our energy reserves into a physical relic of extraordinary power. With proper care, you may one day use it to travel to the stars, to find the answers that we alone could never find. If you wish to know more, you'll have to access our internal database. I pray that it is still intact by the time you receive this message. May the winds of time carry you for eternity.
New entry, Cordelia, personal. Subject, Avalis Day. After many years, the restoration of Bakunawa is almost complete. Just in time for the anniversary of our landing on this planet. Avalis Day. Thinking about how far we've come makes me so proud to be an Earth Dragon. When we first crash-landed here, the natives didn't even have a name for this planet, much less the tools and technology to properly explore and utilize its resources. Now look at us. We have proper cities alight with modern conveniences, medicines, and technological advancements for all. We've even put those ocean dwellers to work on Bakunawa, lifting them out of their primitive tribal ways. Avalis Day will be a grand celebration. End entry. New entry, Cordelia, personal. Subject, Bakunawa Rising. Bakunawa is now undergoing a full evaluation of the ship's systems. We are weeks away from having a fully functional spacecraft again. This is so exciting. However, I'm sad to report that not everyone shares in that excitement. There have been rumblings of dissatisfaction from the laborers working on Bakunawa's restoration, complaining about long hours and dangerous conditions. I think it's just a bunch of backtalk from some people who've had it too good for too long. My maid Perlis agrees, and she's one of them. Fortunately, she's one of the good ones. Spirits know some of these ocean dwellers need to learn their place.
Whoa.
End entry.
Oh. Uh-oh.
New entry, Cordelia, personal. Subject, Bakunawa abandoned. Something went wrong. We think it was an accident. I really don't know what to believe right now. The Bakunawa restoration project has been shut down. The ocean dwellers are angry. All of them. Perlis is gone, and so have all our other ocean dweller servants. When I asked Father where they went, he insisted that they'd taken time off to celebrate some kind of holiday. He wouldn't look at me when he told me that. When I asked about what happened with Bakunawa, he told me to mind my own business, still refusing to look at me. I think we've done something truly terrible today.
Oh boy. Wow. It only took 4 entries for everything to go wrong.
New entry, Cordelia, personal. Subject, ocean dweller rumors. There's been talk of some kind of new threat arising from the ocean dwellers. A champion of immeasurable power, biologically engineered for war. I don't know how substantial these rumors are, but given their current level of righteous descent, I wouldn't dismiss their ability to craft such a beast. Father is convinced that we've run out of options for dealing with these savages. If that's the case, then there isn't much time left. I have to act without his permission. I will leave the capital and head for Perusa to negotiate some kind of peace with the ocean dwellers. Surely they'll listen to reason. We're all living on this planet together, after all. End entry. Cordelia, personal. Subject, trapped. My ocean dweller hosts have decided that, as the Magister's daughter, I would be more useful to them as a hostage. Marvelous. The nature of my imprisonment was discussed in a meeting between the ocean dwellers' elders and I, by which I mean I was present while a bunch of old men talked about me as if I wasn't there.
Oh.
It was several minutes before I realized what I'd assumed was a statue was actually another living being. But I knew who it had to be. The ocean dweller's champion. She was tall, dark, imposing, and she was staring directly at me the entire time. It was unsettling. Oh, Cordelia, what have you gotten yourself into? End entry. New entry, Cordelia, personal. Subject, her name is Murga. Well, I know the champion's name, Murga. She told me, after telling me that if I was planning any Earth Dragon shenanigans, she'd take my head clean off. Apparently, the champion had the impression that my people were all schemers and liars. She based this on a sampling of everyone she had ever killed. Charming. Champion or not, I was not about to be intimidated. So I told her that if my people were as she generalized, then hers must be equally psychologically homogenous, meaning they were all as stupid as her.
Oh.
That earned me a glare before she stormed off. I win. Such a child. End entry.
Not sure if I would want to taunt my potential killer. Or my prison warden like that.
New entry, Cordelia, personal. Subject, attack of the Shopao hog. I decided to take a wander to the markets for some fresh Shopao for my favorite stall. And who should be there ahead of me? The champion, of course. Apparently, my favorite stall was hers too. And of course, she had to have it all. She needs all the energy she can get. Oh, but she can spare just one Shopao. So she picks one out of her bag and lays it on top of my head. Then, with the biggest smirk on her face, she stalked off, and the market crowd parted for her in a frightened scurry. Ugh, that woman! End entry. New entry, Cordelia, personal. Subject, no place for a hero. There was an attack by Earth Dragon forces on the beach today. The champion swooped in and simply destroyed the troops. It was ruthlessly efficient. Unfortunately, an ocean dweller child had been caught in the middle of the battle, and his cries summoned nearby adults, and they just stared. They saw the child in pain but refused to come any closer. The champion tried to comfort the child, but that only seemed to make his crying worse. Eventually, she left, and the adults rushed in. As the champion turned away, I could see the expressions of relief wash over their faces, and one of hurt flash over hers. End entry.
Ooh. Yeah, they built a killing machine, not a hero. I mean, definitely not a champion.
New entry, Cordelia, personal. Subject, revenge of the Shopao. The champion was injured today, so despite her appearance, she isn't invincible after all. I stopped.
Liking this pose she's taking.
She was healing up. She was surprised to see me, and I said the feeling was mutual. Then I offered her a Shopao. One Shopao. Out of a basket filled with Shopao that I was lugging around for emphasis. I have never seen a flatter stare. She took it anyway and mumbled something that sounded halfway between a thanks and a curse. I was happy to reciprocate with my own charming banter, and she could do nothing but glare at me from her bed. It was a fun afternoon. End entry.
Oh, they're getting along? In their own weird way. They are. Seems like it.
New entry, Cordelia, Personal. Subject, flowers for Murga. Unexpectedly, the champion has an interest in flowers. I was wearing a small white flower with a delightful scent in my hair when Murga identified it as a Sampaguita. It turns out that amongst the many things Murga was taught, horticulture had somehow been snuck in there as well. When I asked if she knew the name of more than one flower, she took immediate offense and dragged me to the nearest garden. She then started listing the names of the flowers there and their uses. I didn't have the heart to interrupt her. I've never seen her as happy as she was today. I like seeing her happy. End entry. New entry, Cordelia, personal. Subject, or fight. I tried broaching the subject of peace to Murga again tonight. She wasn't happy to talk about it and tried to distract me. I pointed out that if she and I could get along, why couldn't our people as well? She said it was impossible, that I was one of the good ones. I stormed out. I was rather furious at that point, mostly at myself. Well, now I know what being on this side of that comparison feels like. Stupid Cordelia. Found me later with some freshly picked moonflowers in hand and an apology. She knew exactly what to do and say. Got me wrapped around her fingers. End entry. New entry, Cordelia, personal. Subject, a war of attrition. Murga got hurt again. She tried to hide it from me, act as if it were a scratch, but I can tell from the way she carries herself that moving about was more difficult than usual. I suggested relaxing on the beach and watching the sunset, and she agreed immediately. She knows I know. I can see she's tired. This war has taken its toll on all of us, but most especially on Murga. She can't keep going like this. I have to convince our leaders that this isn't the only way. End entry.
Although, how long have you been with them?
New entry, Cordelia, personal. Subject, in pursuit of peace. I've done it! I've convinced the elders of the Water Dragon Council to meet with the Magister in Shangtu, my old home. I think both sides expect some kind of duplicity, but I'm not worried. Murga will be with us to provide protection. If anything were to happen to us, she would cut through the country's troops like a hot knife through butter. And I think everyone is well aware of that. I have to go now. The caravan is leaving. Whatever happens next, I hope to free Murga of her role as the Ocean Dwellers champion. It won't be an easy road, but nothing worth doing is. End entry.
No.
3 years have passed since the invasion that almost destroyed our world of Avalis. Brevin, the intergalactic warlord, had planned to steal the Kingdom Stone, source of energy for all our world's technology. With the help of Lilac, the Water Dragon warrior, and her friends, we drove back our alien attackers. But the scars of war remain. The Kingdom Stone has been shattered, its fragments scattered into the very air around us. Remnants of the alien attack force haunt us still, striking us at our most vulnerable, leaving us in a perpetual state of turmoil. The world of Avalis needs hope, but more than that, it needs heroes.
Yeah, and that's it. And obviously, by how the story goes, we kind of know what happened to Cordelia. We can surmise what happened to Cordelia and what happened to Murga. Which, that is a bit rough. Oh, right, he's in Shangmu. So, the only other thing I remember is that there is a hidden boss. Not the like extra, well, not the well, I don't know if it's the true final boss or if it's like an actual secret boss. Like, I've heard rumors, but nobody's actually said like how to fight it. And I haven't exactly looked up any videos on it yet, because I don't want to spoil as to who or what it is. I have suspicions. No, don't do self-experimentation, please don't. I have ideas as to who. So I have an idea as to who it is, but I just want to know like how I get there. That would be my question. Wait, where's the there's something missing, isn't there? Oh, right, we go. Oh, there's an exclamation point there. It's like, hey, you want to do this fight again? There's some things I want to buy first, though. Yeah, I do want to buy this stuff. Man, that's gonna be expensive. Alright. I think I can buy all these vinyls though. Oh no, I'm missing some. Oh, I need one more card, huh? I guess that's the final. Alright then. And as I've said before, and I've said many times, there needs to be a way to like skip through a lot of that. There needs to be a way to like skip through the world map traveling. I mean, I beat the game, so I shouldn't have to do the shopping again. Instead, here I am running all this. I need to find all the brave stones too. And that's something to do. Okay. Alright, I'll stop here and I got some editing to do.